YouTube. Tootie back. Different view, different camera. This is on the iPhone. This is the second time doing this. Did this last night. Yesterday rather. Yesterday afternoon. Because I'm a complete fucking noob, I didn't realise that the picture would be upside down, back to front. So I spent the best part of last night and this morning trying to reflip the video on the PC. Oh, it's a fucking ball ache. So I just thought, you know what, bollocks to it. Refilm it. So yeah, I just had the camera the wrong way round. Oh, I don't know. Lighting's not very good. I must admit, the iPhone, the camcorder that I've got tends to adjust better to the light. She's not great. And what time we're on? 10:30 in the morning. That glow there is my heater because it's fucking freezing. That's why I've got 2 jumpers on and a fucking coat thing. Cause it's pretty cold. It's like -3 or something, -2. I don't know. It's cold. For coffee. Ooh, cup of coffee. As my old mate Bit Ed would say. Yeah. So I'm hoping this one's going to fucking work. To be honest, it's a bit weird looking this way because I can see more sort of stuff, and it's a bit weird repeating the same things I've already said again. Usually I'm on one take, you know, especially when I'm spieling through it, I just do it all in one take. Unless at the start I completely cock up, which you've seen a few of the bloopers initially, but ordinarily one take, that's it, I'm done. So this is a little bit weird because I've filmed the whole lot. Also, yeah, nearly did it then. I could fully appreciate the guys that do use the iPhones because I'm having to fucking balance this on boxes. So if you end up going for a burn, it's because I've kicked the boxes over. I'm used to having a tripod. It is a bit of a faff setting this up. Probably look to get some sort of contraption that will hold the iPhone a little bit better, I must admit. Right. Fucking freezing. Where to start? This might get a little bit annoying. If it does, I'm going to change the game. Right. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, which would now be New Year's Eve is tomorrow, I believe. And I hope everyone's well. And thanks to all the new subscribers. And talking to new subscribers, I'll come to that afterwards. But thanks to all the new subs anyway. And like I say, hope everyone had a good Christmas and is all set for the new year. Be safe. Be safe. Don't drink too much. Right. Couple of Christmas gifts. Don't really do, you know, for me, if anything I need, I'll just buy it. I don't really need a lot. Other than the usual pants, socks and all that kind of shit. A few bits off the wife and the kids. I'll rattle through these because I've already did it before. Super Mario, where am I? That side. Donkey Kong. This light's awful. It's awful lighting. Donkey Kong keychain. Awesome stuff. I've got a few of these. I'm not sure if I've got them in this variant. This is like a collector's tin. So it's Mario and Bomb collection. It looks really dark, isn't it? Fucking 10:30 in the morning. I mean, there's not a great deal of sun either, but that's ridiculous. I don't even think the big light's going to help on this one. Yeah, there we go. Right. Couple of coasters, Pac-Man, more Pac-Man merch, more Pac-Man merchandise. Pretty cool, actually. I have got some coasters on my desk already that the kids had made or bought me, you know, like ones with like this sort of Baghdad and stuff. So I don't need 4 more. So they'll probably be kept for some outs, no doubt. And then lastly, in terms of a gift, and weirdly enough, I did this yesterday. I've seen Ian McGrath's video, and he got one of these as well. And it's a Tetris lights. So I'm pretty sure last year I'd seen Tom Jurassic Junkie. I think he picked one of these up. Very clever, very good little bits, you know, lights. The only problem I've got with it is for a light, the fucking power lead's about that long. You see it? Yeah, fucking plug it into anything. Useless, but very clever. Very clever how it works. Yeah. If you want to see it, check Ian's video about it, but do a lot better review than me. So, I've completely cocked this up. I know I have. I've got one awesome gift present that hadn't come from the family. It's come from a fellow YouTuber, awesome guy. He chucked a couple of these gifts out to various other YouTubers. He's a top bloke. One I'd like to really class as a really good friend on here. And I know he's going to say, I knew you'd say that. I had a feeling it was this game. He left specific instructions to open this on Christmas Day, which I did, and I texted him. And he is a legend, and it's none other than Dazza. He likes being called Dazza. Conas Deloro. And he sent me Star Fox Assault. What a fucking game. What an absolute bouter. Got to get used to this camera as well, because the lens is that side, I think, something like that. Absolutely brilliant game. I did swap the case over, because the typical Cube ones, they tend to suffer from this, whereas like the PlayStation ones have the bobbling, the Cube ones tend to have like this like nick effect where the plasticals tend to get nicked, and I don't know what it is. But I had, what is it, the Pokemon game, which was a perfect condition, so I just swapped it over, because this is far and above Pokemon Channel in terms of a game. And yeah, all I'm missing is instructions. I've chucked in a load of precautionary stuff, so I don't suppose anyone's got a set of instructions for that bad boy. If they have, drop me a PM, please. Quick question, because I did look on eBay. Now there's someone selling well, a US version, and to be fair, I can't see much difference in the actual manual itself, so if anyone knows, give us a shout. Yeah, from the cover doesn't look any different. Shit. One other thing that Father Christmas brought us all, not my daughter, but all of us, is Toad Treasure Tracker. Cracking little game. Absolutely brilliant. I think it was Nez Nate mentioned this, that it'd been brought forward. So, day before Christmas Eve, went up and grabbed this bad boy. I got it I think I got it cheaper than it is now in game, you know. I think I got it for 30 quid. Something like that. And then it went up since after Christmas it's gone up to like 40 odd quid, I think, something stupid. But yeah, it's in there. So it's basically the sort of puzzle elements from 3D Mario World. A brilliant little game though, and I do believe it's Toad's first ever his own game. I know a few people have grabbed that now. Not feeling this video, not feeling it. And having to do it again, you lose that impetus, that I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a review of the year. And I feel like I'm fucking in a cave here, because it looks ridiculously dark. For fuck's sake. Fucking piece of shit. I have to get a big fucking light like Razza. Fucking have Hollywood lighting effects in here just for the bastard iPhone. What am I going to do now? What am I talking about? Yeah, so that's the Christmas gifts. Brilliant stuff. If you don't know Daz, you don't know shit. I'll put a link down below, but you should all know Dazza. Yeah, and just some sort of like, yeah, a bit of a chat about next year, what the plans are, kind of thing. Because everyone does this. I don't really have a plan per se. It's going to be pretty much as we were and carry on with a few variants, you know, a few sort of different drives and a different. Not one would say focus, because that's a cliched word at the minute. Oh, I'll refocus my collection. No, it's not. It's just going to be pretty much the same with a few additional. Not systems, but variants on the system. If that makes sense. I don't know. I'm talking bollocks because I haven't had a beer. That's the problem. Anyway, a couple of little pickups, which was just after Christmas. CX basically, mainly. Other than this one, which was from the charity shop, Loco Roco. I've got to get used to doing this stuff. Loco Roco 2 for I think £1, £1.50, something like that. A quid or two less than it is in CX. It's in great condition. I don't know if I've got that, but I've seen it and thought, you know what, that's pretty good trade for it, if nothing else. And then, like I say, CX. Fucking coffee's gone cold already, near enough. CEX was just off the back of some trade fodder. I'm trying to think what it is now. I know. What my youngest had done, she'd wrap me up a 3DS game, even though I haven't got 3DS. She'd wrap me up a 3DS game, and it's one that I'd obviously bought I don't know, 2 years ago, something stupid like that. And bless her, she wrapped it up and sort of given it me. And unbeknownst to me, this particular game in CEX is it's 23 quid trading. When I remember buying it from Game, I think. Excuse me, one of the earlier sort of cheap 3DS games. It's called Cubic Ninja. And obviously, I wasn't interested in it, but it was an extra game just to have a blast on. Get us a couple of quid. So she wraps it up and gives it to me anyway. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I might look just because I haven't got 3DS anyway. And I was looking at the stuff I was just firing in, like a few PS2 games and stuff like that. And I thought I'd put that in. Fucking 23 quid, Cubic Ninja. If you get a copy of that fucking thing, get it in there. So I just sort of said to her, look, Daddy swapped it for a few games that he liked, so she didn't really mind. So games in question, one is a cube game, purely for the collection. Sims 2 The Pets. I think I'm only missing Sims 2 now, and that's all the Sims games on the cube. And then lastly, this one, which I nearly missed. Where they'd sort of set up the PlayStation 2 sort of area, shelving. That has a bit of a move around. And they had like one big bulk shelf, it's all alphabetical anyway. And I sort of scanned through that, there's nothing, all the Grand Theft Autos and all that shit. And to the left of that was, I think it was World Cinema or the anime section, something weird like that. And I thought, well, I always have a look for like Studio Ghibli DVDs. And I just happened to look below it, and then there was the A to C section of the PlayStation 2, which I would have probably missed. Get a scan through it, and I got to the C's, I was like, ooh, I know I've got one of them. I'm not sure if it's this one, I don't think it is, but I thought, you know what, I've got a couple of quid trading burning hole in my pocket. Fuck it, for this price I'll take, and it is in fantastic condition. And it's Castlevania Curse of Darkness. It's 12 quid. But it is, I mean, this looks to be a late release on the PlayStation. There's no obviously holder, but I don't know if this camera's going to pick it. It's meant to be fucking HD, isn't it? But it is absolutely mint. I know everyone says that. Oh, it's mint. It's off the shelf. I don't think the fucking manual's been opened. And the case, the cover, you know, the plastic and everything is superb, and there's shitty CX stickers all over it. So that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. It is. I haven't forgotten anything. I'm pretty sure I haven't forgotten anything. Right. So I've got a few bits. Just going to rattle on. Good thing about this, actually, I can see a timer. So I'm at 13 minutes, so I've got a rough idea of time difference. I think the last one went on for about 40 minutes, which is, I've talked a load of bollocks and I've watched it back. So that's not going to happen. And I don't like this fact that it's so bloody dark either. Right, a few bits. So, bit of a review as best. I mean, I don't fucking, my grey matter's useless. For me, this year, it had all been about play. Playback Pool especially was the pinnacle. It was the highlight, and it will be next year. I'm pretty sure next year, on paper at the minute, is looking to be an absolute fucking cracker. So a few of us say this, a few of us, the usual people. If you're thinking of going, if you're unsure, if you're on the fence and I don't know, get yourself there if you can. I know there's a few people that get a bit nervous about travelling by themselves and don't know anybody. Mate, I go on my own. I don't give a shit. I'm quite happy in my own skin, to be honest. I don't need, I'm not that way inclined. But yeah, get yourself there. Once you get there, you meet all the rest of the guys. You won't know. You'll be wondering why you didn't bother before, if that makes sense. And it is a great time. It is a great time, great laugh. We're great people. Manchester was a little bit different. Manchester is definitely, it's getting a bit big. It's such a beast. It's a behemoth of an event. Retro wise, it's all right. I can see why, I mentioned this before, Playback for went last year, this year, first time. I can see why people who'd gone when it started there did prefer it, especially compared to Manchester. But having said that, if you can't get to Blackpool, definitely try and get yourself to Manchester next year, even just to experience it. But yeah, good times with great people. Collection wise for me this year, it was nice to get the PC Engine. I need to give that a little bit more attention, I think. Having said that, you know, I was sort of thinking about what games would I want from it, and there's only a few more arcade conversions or, you know, adaptions or whatever that I'd want to pick up for it, like Jackie Chan, stuff like that. I'm not going for any of these big budget CD based shooters or anything like that. No, I'm not. That's not what I got it for. Everdrive, people are on about the Everdrives for PC Engine, yeah, but I think it spoils it a little bit, because that is just, there is no real translations, I don't think, for the PC Engine, and it kind of, I don't know. I've been down that road with emulation, and I can't remember who was on about it. We were talking about the Retron, which we'll come on to in a minute. And I can't remember what someone said about it. You know, you have all the games and you don't play them for button basher. You don't give them the time that they deserve. You get bored and you put something else on. I don't want to do that. I did that with MAME a little bit. You know, just hopping between tons of arcade games. I don't really want to go down that route. So, segueing wonderfully into the Retron. I know it's divided opinion, and it will divide opinion. A lot of people have had issues with it. I know that Tony Soft Attack, who mentioned a couple of the monitors, monitors, panels that he's up to, his latency is awful. I haven't had any problems. Mine's running, like I say, you've seen it on the Samsung TV. It's fine. I mean, I can't notice any difference. I'm no expert. But it seems to be fine to me. He did then sort of admit, I think it's Neo Geo CD does the same thing, so I don't know. Mine's fine, the pins on mine are fine. I know there's a big hoo-ha and a big to-do about, oh, it's too tight, this, that, and the other. No, I think the only game that was a little bit sort of tight, so to speak, was Star Fox, but again, that's got the FX chip, so the extra pins, perhaps. But, I don't know. The actual slot itself was fine, so I can only assume maybe the cartridges haven't been used enough or haven't worn in. I don't know. So I'm looking at it, just trying to think, trying to remind me. Someone else mentioned that some of them break after a while. Don't know about that, if that won't happen to mine, but I'm loving it. What I did yesterday and what since I found out today, so it's a pretty good thing that I've had to reshoot this video. There's a chap I mentioned in my video about the patches. I know that a few people, like Pat and the old usernames, saying how to apply on this, that and the other, so I may look to do a video on that at some point. But the guy who does where I got the patches from, and I think I mentioned this in the video yesterday, if you go onto Hyperkins, I think it's Hyperkins, I don't think there's a Retron 5 Facebook page, I think it's Hyperkins, it's all the same thing. Join that page, but apparently there was a guy there, which I mentioned yesterday, who'd obviously done all these patches that he'd proven to work with the Retron 5. Well, it turns out this morning that guy replied to my video, and he's got the YouTube channel, and it is the Sega channel, so go and check that guy out, because he is an absolute fucking genius for doing these, and he's added in, he's done an IPS patch for Super Mario World to turn it into Dino Land. I think that's right, I think it's Dino Land. And yeah, he is the fucking brains. I'm just utilising what he's providing, which is absolutely brilliant. I don't know what your name is, but thank you anyway, because it's absolutely fucking excellent. If you can do any more of them sort of patches, I think the message he left me, you can go and read it anyway, kind of hit the nail on the head. A lot of these patches were done by kind of pirates, I suppose, or whatever, hackers, you know, from a sort of repo perspective, because you can just download, it's easy just to download the ROMs, you're not buying the game. There was never any thought put into people buying games to apply them, because you would just download the ROM, or the correct ROM, to apply the patch to. Whereas with the Retron, it kind of pulls it out from that, and it's more about having the game and then obviously applying this patch against the game. You don't overwrite anything on the cartridge. Point to that. I'm not sure if people are getting confused with that. The cartridge still stays in its virgin, original OG state. All you're doing is, when it loads that up, it applies this file from the SD card to the header, to bolts it onto it, if you like. But obviously when you switch it off, you take out that cartridge, it still remains as it is. It's not been altered in any way. I hope that clears that a little bit up. What else I want to talk about Retron 5? Retron 5, in terms of my collection, my focus, if you like. And the thing is, I feel like a sheep here. Because as I mentioned again on my video, this ability to patch games and files is something I've talked about tons of times before with the EverDrive, for the Super Nintendo, for the N64, for the Mega Drive, because I do like JRPGs, and the thought of being able to, take the game, patch it to English and be able to play these absolutely iconic Japanese games was a real pull for the EverDrive. Well, the Retron, for me, has gone one better, because it now, as a collector, yes, you can sort of say you're not playing the game. You are. I still perceive you are playing the game because you need that game to play it. But it gives you that I don't know, that pull as a collector, sort of say, collect the game, and then just apply this little 700k patch file, and you can play it in English. So there's 6 games coming from Japan. Put it that way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I know me and Daz we both were Super Plague fanatics, and I remember looking through that magazine. They used to sort of say, what is it? There was a section, Our Boy in Japan or something like that it was, and they used to sort of talk about this, the whole Japanese culture. It used to be a 2-pager, quite near the front, and it always used to have like little screen grabs of a lot of the latest games coming out and stuff like that. I remember seeing Front Mission on there. Them sort of games, unless you can speak kanji or you don't give a shit, they're really inaccessible to us Westerners until these fan translations came out, and then you were only playing the ROM on an emulator on your screen. Now you can own. It's that owning the box, the art, everything else that goes with it. A lot of people have, sort of mentioned all this, especially the Saturn. The Saturn's a big drive now on YouTube at the minute. Quite a lot of tubers are all getting to the Japanese Sega Saturn, and it's as a collector, and I think that's the difference when you notice that, when you sort of collect games and you appreciate them as a whole entity, from just a box art and stuff like that. So yeah, having them and being able to have them and still have to play them, it's nice. But it's uncharted waters for me. I've not really dipped into the Japanese market before. Obviously, it's not all. 99% of it, unless I get really lucky, it's all going to be via eBay. There's no other option. But again, like a few people mentioned, relatively speaking, the games are quite cheap. You're talking a couple of quid. Whether that's going to alter, it possibly could. So I'm getting in there while I can. So the sort of library of games that we're talking about, the sort of Famicom, I think, runs into, in Japan, I think it's 1,200 games. I think, I could be wrong there. I'm pretty sure North America or the PAL's at 800, I think. I can't remember, unless that's a NES, I'm getting confused. But there's a shit ton of Japanese Super Famicom games. I ain't getting them all, there's no chance. Like I say, the body of games that I want are mainly role-playing games, the ones that can be translated, and quite naively as well. Again, because I haven't really looked at the Japanese market. There's certain titles in North America or the power regions that are very expensive, and you think they've got to be cheap cheaper or cheap in Japan. Yeah, not really. There's still some that hold their value ridiculously well, so it's not going to be a complete go over there and scoop them all up for peanuts. That's not going to happen. But some of them are significantly cheaper, let's put it that way. So it'll only be the ones that I can play, you know, as a translation. So that's really about it. Another year on the tubes, been and gone. Can't think what else to sort of really talk about other than sort of say thanks to everybody for sticking with me and watching, and you know, all the great comments and all the abusive comments. They're all welcome. They're all comments. You're still watching, as a lot of people would say. Anybody who's perhaps sat on the fence thinking, "Oh, I don't know if to do a video or not," get on it. Get on it. You know, we can never have too many people making good videos. You know, Pat. I keep mentioning Pat because I'm sort of conversing quite a lot with Pat. Russ Newton. Yeah, there's a few people there that sort of unknown, if you like. Thought, fuck it, I'll give it a go, and you know, before you know it, you're kind of being watched, and you'll slowly get them subs and ingratiate yourself into the community. There is no other way of doing it, really. But that's it. What are we on? 26. I can see. I like the fact that I can see that. I hope this comes out. It looks fucking awful to me. It looks too dark. But I'm going to persevere. If it comes out okay, again, maybe when we get a bit of sun, I might try another video. It's just the lighting, I think. But again, one of the things I might look at next year is perhaps get a HD camcorder rather, instead of using the phone here, because I don't like this not using a tripod. But the old camera served me well. I can't moan too much on that one. That's it. That's all I've got. What else was I going to say? Oh, the only other thing off of the back of for next year as well, in terms of the Retron again, and the Japanese market, may look at a couple of just normal Famicom games, you know, just the NES ones. And then the booters. The booters could be back. Will be back. Eventually they will be back. We're just going to get over this shitty, horrible weather first, that's all. But there's no plans for anything other than, you know, a bit of eBaying and charity shopping, and that's really it. I have got some stuff I probably need to fucking get on the eBay. I mean, just as an example, like, I've got fucking shit ton of Mega Drive. I need to get them on there because the money can. There's shit tons of stuff that I want. I'm just too damn lazy. I've got a shit ton of N64 duplicates. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium, Diddy Kong Racing. These are all the sort of duplicates that I've got off Phil Kett. GoldenEye F-Zero-X. You know, I've got to get. I should pull my finger out. Mario. Rogue Squadron. That way. Blast Corps, great game. 1080, another great game. Actually, 2 copies of 1080. I think one might not have the game in it, I can't remember. Mario Tennis. I've got some money sat there. Money sat there not doing anything. I mean, if anyone's interested in them for a trade-off, let me know, or purchase and let me know. But yeah, it will be funded. It's going to be funded towards stuff that I want, really. So I think that's it. It's enough bullshit waffle. Nearly half an hour. That'll do it. I hope I haven't missed anything off. I probably have, known me. I think that, yeah, did the Sega channel. Talked about playing stuff. Get yourself to play next year. What the plans are, which is not a great deal. Oh, that was the last thing I was going to say. I don't know if you can see, just around here, all these PlayStation games. I mentioned before, because I've got the iPhone now, I've got them collection things. I still haven't put them in. The only ones I've put in is the N64 games. I'm going to do the NES, SNES, PlayStation and Mega Drive. So I've got stuff to keep me busy. I'm just fucking too lazy. I need to get on and do that. And the problem is it's fucking Arctic in here. So that's it. Have a great new year. Stay safe. And I'll catch you on the flip side in 2015. Take it easy, YouTube. Bye bye.